Hello everyone, I'm coming on tonight to show you about our pepper sprays. So I would like to tell you a few things about them that are important for you to know. Our pepper sprays shoot out in a stream, not in a spray. So when you use our pepper sprays, you don't want to just hold it out in front of you and just in one place. You want to do it in a zigzag motion as you're pressing down with your thumb on the flap, the depressor, I guess you would call it. You want to do it in a zigzag motion. Think eyes, nose, mouth. Think of Zorro, okay? Because you'll ensure that you get part of their face rather than it going beside them and them only getting the second hand effects of it. The first hand effects, since it is 18% OC, are pretty intense. We had some volunteers, actually the husbands of our founders volunteered to be pepper sprayed and videoed, and they talked about their process of it, and they were out of commission for over 20 minutes. They couldn't see, they were practically screaming. They were in so much pain from the burning of their skin and their eyes. They talked about how it affected their lungs. It caused them to gasp for air. And by the way, if you accidentally ever get into contact with it firsthand, do not use water to take it off because it will just make the burning worse. You want to use a full fat milk or coconut oil or something like that. Water, as you know, if you eat spicy food, they always say don't drink water with it because it makes it worse. You want to drink milk. So just a little side tip there. But it is very, people like pepper sprays because it's your distance protection. It does shoot up to 16 feet. However, it's a one-time use. So once you activate your pepper spray for any reason, whether it's just to try it out or whether it's to spray your attacker, even if you use just a tiny bit of it, you want to get a new one because it can affect the potency, which means once you break that seal, it's no longer sealed tightly, so the potency will decrease over time. It'll also decrease the amount of spray, which means it'll also decrease the distance. So we want to get that full maximum distance if at all possible. And it can also leak in your purse. So make sure that you get a new one. You can get refills for $7. They're really cheap. However, I do want to let you know that if you use your pepper spray in a self-defense attack, you can send a copy of your police report that states that you used your pepper spray, and the company will actually send you a new one for free because we want you to use your products. So keep that in mind. So now I want to show you the product, the different types. All of the pepper spray itself, as far as the liquid is the same amount is in there. Gosh, I think it's a 0.5 ounce. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is for what you're going to be using it for. So the first one I'm going to show you, this one has a clip, and excuse me, I'm gonna have to see because these are brand new ones. So this is called the Pepper Sleigh. So I forget the names. We have cute names for all of our different products. So this is the Pepper Sleigh. Now I'm only gonna show you one of each product because we change our colors and all of that all the time. So we're constantly updating, but the styles will stay the same. But this is one of our brand new ones. So it has a nice little clip. So if you're out walking or jogging, you can clip that to your waist of your pants or onto your pocket or belt loop. You can see it has a nice keychain here. So you could attach it right to your keys and have it on you everywhere you go. So to use pepper spray, in case you don't know, right now, as you can see, this is locked, okay? You cannot see the hole from the spout, and this upper part here is keeping it from being pressed down. When you want to use it, you need to use your thumb. I see some want to use their forefinger, and that's how I thought you used it before I was educated by Damsel, that we want to use our thumb because it's the strongest finger / thumb of our hand. So we're going to use our finger to switch that over. Now if you look, you can see there is a gap there. That's what's going to allow me to push down and release the spray. Now obviously I'm not going to release the spray on here, but I would push down firmly, and again, straight out. I want to get my self-distance from it as far as I can. Eyes, nose, mouth, and then you run. You get out of there, and if you can't run, then you either call for help or whatever, but you need to figure out a plan if you are not a runner, if you can't run, of what you're gonna do. Now to refill this one, it's really simple. It literally just comes in and out of this little canister. So that's why I say you can get these refills for $7. I will post the prices because I don't remember how much these are and I don't want to tell you the wrong price. But the current colors available and the prices will be on the catalog, of course, but I will also post images. All right. The next one has been around for a while, but we always, like I said, have different styles. And so I'm showing you the leopard print that we currently have available. Hopefully it will stay in stock for a while. But this is our Pouch-O Pepper. And this is exactly what it's called. It's a pouch with a snap. Many people like this because it conceals your pepper spray. It's in a cute little pouch. You don't have to worry as much about it accidentally being set off. To use it, you can just leave it in the pouch. Just make sure that you position your pepper spray so that when you spray it, it's facing the right way. You don't want to accidentally spray yourself. Of course, that would be terrible. Or what I recommend is if you're walking out in a parking lot and you know you're vulnerable, go ahead and just take it out. There's a keychain so the pouch will still stay attached to your keychain if that's what you have it on, and just carry this in your hand and have it ready to go, okay? Again, we want to get our thumb, it's called muscle memory. We want to practice moving that nozzle from the locked position to the unlocked position as much as we can so that our brain doesn't have to think about it. We don't have to find it. It's right there ready to go, okay? So when you're done, then you can just put it back in here. Of course, if you used it, you want to get a new one anyway. So it just goes right back in there and snaps shut. The next one I want to show you is our protected pepper. Now we have two versions of this, and I'm really super excited about this. So I'm going to show you the same one. They're slightly different. The one I'm showing you has technology attached to it. I'm going to tell you about that in just a minute, but let me tell you about the one without technology. So what this is you can see once again, it's got the nozzle right there. It is currently locked. And just like all the others, I'm going to use my thumb to push it over, and then I can spray down, okay? So here's the thing. You see this string? The string is there because, and I want to make sure that string is around my wrist, okay? If you watched our stun gun video, or if I haven't gotten to stun guns yet, you will see this again. But this is called a disable pin. And what that means is that without this pin, this pepper spray will not work. And the idea behind that is so that attackers, if they take it away, they can't use it directly back on you. And that's the biggest fear for many women who refuse to carry pepper spray, is that they are afraid it's just going to be used back on them. Same way with stun guns. So this is the solution to that. Also, if you have young children, I will teach you how you can carefully leave this out and leave it so that your young ones can't accidentally discharge it on themselves either, okay? So what happens is, like I said, as far as the pepper spray, it all works the same. You're going to use your thumb just like always. Now, if the attacker takes it away, so we're going to imagine I'm pushing down on this, okay? I'm not going to really because I don't want to pepper spray my house. But I'm going to pull it out. So what's going to happen here is if I was depressing that and I just pushed it down on the circular part, do not push on that flap unless you're intending to release the spray. But for this purpose, I'm pressing down only on the circular part. Now what's happened here is that the can actually got pushed all the way down to the bottom. So the flap is against this hard part here. So it can't be pushed down again. That's why your attacker can't use it against you. You still have the pin, and so now they're confused, they're trying to figure out why this isn't working, and you're running the whole time or calling for help somehow. Now, for moms with little ones, okay, so what I just did was I pulled it out. You saw me I just jerked it out. You have to do it kind of hard because it's in there really good and tight. Now, the more you take it in and out, the more loose it's going to get, so over time, just beware that it might become easier and easier, and if it gets too easy to where the pin is falling out, which would take a lot of uses for that to happen, but just beware, over time it will loosen it, then you would have to get a new one over time. But we do recommend every year that you update these, but again, you don't have to get the whole device. Even with this, you can take the inside out and just get the refill. To get it back in, those of you moms who might be using this as a purpose for your kids, is you're going to take the disable pin. This is the disable pin, and it kind of looks like an airplane. So this is how I remember. I'm going to put my thumb on the wings, and I'm going to use the tail to push that can back up. Okay, so I got to push it all the way back up, and then it just kind of turns on its own, and you just click it back in just like that, and it's ready to go. It pops it back up. Just make sure you remember to lock it back up again, because you do have to unlock it in order to push down. And again, remember, do not push down on the square part, push down on the circular part, because the flap, which is the square part, will release the pepper spray, okay? Okay, so this has been a longer video. I'm going to do another video very quickly on just the technology aspects. So stay tuned. Thank you. Goodbye.